Yeah. I feel like I'm up and out on an early morning live. Listen, no, I feel like I'm up and out and on my way to work. I feel like I'm heading to the bus stop or the train station or I'm getting in the car to drive. But shout out to those who are. We're on an early morning live this morning. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers. Shout out to the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to the crossing guards and the school teachers, law enforcement personnel, medical field personnel, military personnel. Whatever it is your job description is, shout out to you. Shout out to the AC techs. It's hot out there right now. If your AC broke in Florida right now, I mean, I know you're about to have a miserable day or night. Shout out to whatever you do. Shout out to you, the engineers. Shout out to. I'm not trying to remember some people. Can't say crossing guards because ain't no school going on right now. But you get the drift. If you up and out to get yours, you do your 9 to 5, 5 to 9, or both, or whichever way you do it. Shout out to you. You ain't robbing, stealing, pillaging, plundering anybody else. You're working hard for yours. Shout out to you. Here we are on this beautiful Monday morning, bright and early, and we're up and out to get it this morning. The chat room is open to subscribers only, so it's not exclusively green names this morning. All right, Marie's message 411 TV is in the building. Grand Rising, my friend. Marie's message is my fellow content creator sister. Go ahead and hit her name right there in the chat box and go over to her channel as well and engage her content. See? Morning, Soulflow. Morning, family. Thank you for being here. Share, thank you for being here. Share, and share are two different somebody, you know. And what a coincidence. Share, and share. Two different people. Let's One TV is in the building this morning. Big up yourself, bro. BM is here. Nisha is in the building bright and early. Sharon Spence is here. Justin Brown, thank you for being here. We're there. Listen, we got a couple of things to talk about this morning. We're starting off bright and early again. Boy, when I get up early, I'm on in time, man. But that's a good thing. I'm saying early early bird catch the first worm. I'm sipping some fever grass and ginger and some other kind of bush in them. I don't remember what the bush name, but bush tea. Some bush business we carry back from Jamaica. We carry back like 7 different bush in some big package. I'm surprised they let us go through customs with it because them look like ganja, some of them. And I didn't think we were gonna make it through with it, but them let we go through with it. So yeah, me have some good burdock root and all kind of something around there, you know. All right, so here we are. This morning we're gonna be talking about Diddy's case, just so y'all know what we're working on this morning, right? Get everybody a idea of what we are dealing with. You see the icon, not the icon, but you see the topic of the video this morning. The headline would have been too long if I included everything we're going to talk about. But it's a 50 Cent is carrying PumPum feelings for Diddy. That's so for those of you who are not Jamaican or don't understand what that means, right? Remember, I am Jamaican American because I was born in Jamaica but raised in the US. So I infuse the two cultures. Now let me explain to you. PumPum feelings simply means you mad at a dude, you don't like him simply because there's a pum involved. Who carry pum? Women, right? A woman alone a pum. So it's a pum feelings thing. You know, all this time Diddy, 50 Cent never had good things to say about Diddy and always in the media tried to like destroy his character. And I always wondered, but I thought it was just a healthy rivalry. And 50 was playing chess, like who wants to be the kingpin at the top of the game, at the top of the food chain, the music mogul, the successful. And it's like, I know people are going to say there's room up there for everybody, but there isn't. You know, when you want to be the man at the top, you got to knock some people off. So After all this time, we now realize that it's because of his child's mom. And Diddy been digging his child's mother for quite some time. But we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to talk about how it plays into the Diddy case and where that case is right now. Sean P. Diddy Combs trial, one big fiasco. All right, we're going to talk about the riots in LA, or not riots, but the protests that turned into what looked like riots to me. And then Donald Trump's new travel ban, and then back to Trinidad we go with the whole Vibes Cartel did not show up in Trinidad, so they said that Sizzla Kalonji said that since Cartel did not show up, then Sizzla was the next big artist in line, so Sizzla wanted to get paid that same money. This is according to the promoter. So Sizzla wanted to get paid the $1.35 million instead. And because they said no, because they had no such terms of agreement with Sizzla, that's the reason why Sizzla also pulled out of the same concert. But Sizzla released a statement saying something different. So we're going to talk about all that real quick, as well as they are earning some huge monies. Buju Banton pay just got exposed as well. And boy, let me write this down. 4.5 million, 2 nights, and 150K for 1 night. All right, we're gonna get into all that. I'm sure my audience remember me saying, I want to see the day come where my brothers and sisters that do reggae and dancehall music be compensated lovely. We make whole heap of money. So because I know me no want to tell out people business, but I've been around some people and I know some things, and I do know artists that fly out to come perform for $5,000 and $7,000 and $10,000 and these kind of things, And I always thought that, damn, that's some measly money compared to a whole heap of money that to me. Cause I'm not an artist, I'm a regular person, right? So anytime we can pick up a $5,000 check, enough money that. But for what their counterpart in other genres of music were getting, it was always embarrassing to say how much your big top artists are get paid to lock this venue tonight when you find out how much it is. So we're in a different place now. Buju Banton says no more exploitation. We're there, no more exploitation. Now we're gonna run the check them, and I like that. I like that. There's an update for Squash, dancehall artist Squash. Told you about Squash new EP, Hate Being Famous. I think it's dope. But we're gonna talk about the update, cause Squash is now in a darker place. If you did think things were bad, things got worse. Things got worse for Squash. He's really in a dark place now. So all them things that are on the table this morning to talk about. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna allow you, the audience, to choose where I start, right? Oh, in case you're wondering what's on my shirt, right? And remember this guy, Donnie, the baker. All right. Well, him said top shotter is back, spread the word. Well, it's not him said top shotter is back, spread the word. It was actually in Shutters the movie, but I designed this shirt and put Danny on it, top shotter is back, spread the word, the baker, and that was how he was when he was on the news. I don't know why US news media interviewed him after he had killed a man in Miami and got away with it, and rightfully so, self-defense. A guy did try to rob him with an AK-47, and he had his Glock on him, and he was sleeping outside of his dwellings in his vehicle. You know, a regular thing what we're doing now. Florida, this when it gets hot all in the summertime, sometimes you not even want to go into the house. You just chill out outside and catch breeze, and watch birds and people fly by. And he was doing just that and drop asleep and woke up to a AK-47 nozzle in his face. according to how the story was told. So him saying just grab the nozzle and move it so and bake it upon him. And that when he did that, bake it upon him like that, I froze the frame. I'll put him on a t-shirt. After spread the word, Top Shot his back. Just in case you're wondering, what the hell is on his t-shirt? That's what that is. All right. Self-defense. Anyhow, you choose where I start, I go. You have 60 seconds to do so. Do you want to start out with the Diddy, P. Diddy and 50 Cent's baby mother case type, mix up something? Diddy case. Do you want to go to LA for the what's going on in LA, the protests, National Guard sent out, Do you want to talk about Donald Trump's travel ban? Do you want to talk about Sizzler clearing up the rumors? Or do you want to talk about squash update? 5 things. You choose. All right, starting now. Let me see. 6:25. So at 6:26, we will. All right. Nisha says squash. King Militancy says squash. King Militancy, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Let's go on TV in the house. Bro said protests. Protests. Nan says the protests. LA, 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 LA. Woo, that's a lot of LAs. I thought squat. All right. So while I know I do that, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 LAs and 1 Sizzler. 10, 11 LAs. It's 1 Diddy, 4 squash, 2 Diddy's. All right. 12, 13, 14 LAs. It looks like it's LA it's going to be. Keep going, keep going. We're almost there. Boom. 60 seconds in, and LA is where we're going to start. So I don't really want to know about what going on in LA or talk about it, discuss it. Okay. LA it is. So I don't know how to really feel about this LA thing, because first of all, I saw ICE running out of LA. I don't know if this is going to turn out to be a good or bad thing. You know, the people who are protesting in LA feels like they have accomplished something. No, me literally see ICE run out of LA. I don't know if y'all saw the videos, but they were high speeding it out of there. And while they were high speeding it out of there, me see a man pick up some big stone and he was just aiming at the cars like he locked off one intersection. And as they passed the intersection, bust a windshield. Some of the cars got hit and the windshield didn't break or the side window didn't break, but some of them him did a connect. And I'm saying to myself, they're probably gonna shoot this dude or do something to him. I woke up this morning to see that the FBI put his face up with because he masked up, so them can't only see like him eye and him have on one brim hat. They can only see his eye. The FBI wants him and is offering $50,000 for anybody that could bring in that particular guy or give them information to that particular guy. The LA thing was about getting ICE out of LA. It was about getting ICE out of LA. Kamala Harris, you know, they didn't listen to her before. I don't know if they're going to listen to her now, but she put out a message right along the lines of what I was thinking. Kamala Harris' message goes along these lines and says, this plays right into Donald Trump's plan. This is exactly what he wants. He wants the chaos. He wants y'all to spiral into chaos and come out like this and start out peaceful protesting, but turn into a riot. So he can activate the military and use them against the people. And then, if you want to know what I really think is going to happen, I wrote it down right here on my paper. What I really think is in play is this. Pay attention. The riots in LA, Trump sends in the National Guard. The National Guard is there on the ground now. As a military person, I looked at the National Guards that are there. They don't even look like soldiers. I don't know. Maybe I guess the Army dropped its standards, but we call them the nasty girls. We call the National Guards nasty girls. No disrespect to them, but they always like never ready. I remember being on a mission in Iraq, and they attached a nasty girl unit to us, and none of us wanted to take them out, right? Because we're used to moving in our own unit with our own team. They said we have to take them on the next raid. So we're like, man, anyways, damn, all right, come on. So we brief them on what we're about to do. We take them out, and I remember being out in sector meaning you are now beyond safe space. You are out in devil's land, so to speak, right? And I hear bluggle. I turn around and look, and one of them, he's holding his weapon, and the magazine just drop out a theme weapon just so. It was like he didn't even know how to handle an AR-15. The magazine just fall out in the middle of, we are surrounded by, okay, just we out there in a no man's land. Anything happen out there, which did, we have to firefight our way back to safety. And this man dropping magazine. So we weren't, so we call them nasty girl. Looking at them on TV, I'm looking like they don't even look like soldiers, but they are, and they're out there. They're weekend warriors. That's another word that we also use for them, another phrase. Anyhow, not to put them down. In the military, we all have these different things we say about different branches, chair force for the Air Force, and so on and so forth. The riots in LA, National Guards out according to Trump's plan. This is what I think is going to happen. I think the plan is to incite national rioting, because this is not just going to be happening in LA. I've been paying attention, and I was supposed to do a compilation video, but I'm still collecting footage. There's something going on in America that a lot of people are not aware of because it hasn't hit your city yet. So you're not aware of it, but it's building, and it's building big. Let me open up this phone and show y'all something so you understand what I'm saying, right? So this is LA. Okay, this is not LA. This one is in Detroit. Walk with me. It's happening. It's happening. I don't know if y'all know it, but it's happening. This is in Detroit. The people them fed up. They're frustrated. They're fed up. They're coming out into the streets. The crowds are getting bigger. It's multiplying to more cities, more states. It's happening. It's going to reach a point where, so that's one, that's Detroit. That was yesterday. And they're doing this march that's called Hands Off. Hands off our Social Security, hands off our benefits, hands off these migrants, hands off ICE, hands off, etc., etc. So the crowds are getting bigger. I'm gonna show you a couple of them so you understand. So this is not isolated. This is not just LA that this is happening in. That's one. Whole heap of them. Okay, here's another one. They're gathering. The last one was Detroit. This one is, let me see where this one is. This one is Boston. This is Boston. Something is happening in America. We're gonna talk about it. Remember when Donald Trump said he is thinking about using the military, and he's talking about National Guards and possibly active duty military? Okay, that's Boston. Here's another one. This one is okay, this is LA yesterday. The crowds are thick. If you look way back there, you'll see the crowd go way back. So that's LA. It's happening. Show you more. Whole heap of them. All over the US. Here's another one. And this one. The people are coming out. The people are coming out. That's a huge crowd. They're shouting, impeach Donald Trump, impeach Donald Trump. What I realize is that no major news media houses are at these big gatherings. Here's another one right here. This one is in New York City. No major news media houses are gathering at these and bringing them. I don't want a copyright infringement there. Here's another one. These are all different cities. So the question is, why Trump's Philadelphia protests at City Hall in Philadelphia? This one is an aerial view of. What I think is happening is this, right? Playing right into the plan. Um, I think this is like inciting the people to come out, make things so bad that the people can't stand it no more. Then they're gonna come out, pour out into the streets. And of course, when we pour out into the streets, it starts out peacefully, but then it always ends up turning into something that looks like a riot. Once that happens, then they will declare martial law. And once they declare martial law, they will have military personnel on the ground surrounding all the people and round everybody up. And once martial law is declared, you can round everybody up pretty much and put them in a concentrated area. If you want to call it a camp or a concentration camp, it's a concentrated area of control, is where they're trying to herd everybody into. Here's the thing, it plays into the biggest mass deportation the United States of America has ever seen. No matter how ICE is working hard right now, it's difficult for them to actually hands on 20 plus million migrants that are here illegally, so, or without papers, but they want them. So the only way to do it is like this. You have to smoke everybody out. And when you smoke, that's just me thinking, you smoke everybody out and everybody comes out into the streets and start protesting, you round everybody up. You put everybody in a concentrated area. Those who can prove that they belong here, then they will be let out to go home if you don't get charges. Those who can't, you will be swiftly deported out of this country. I think it's just another way to round people up and vet who is who shouldn't be here versus who should be here. And they're falling for it because even in the protests, they're digging through the crowd and finding people who shouldn't be here. A lot of these people are angry. Their family members have already been deported. They done deported their grandmother who's been here 30 something, 40 something years. They've deported their mom and their dad and their sister and their brothers. They themselves, their papers aren't straight. So they're falling for it. So they're out in the streets too. I don't know what to tell anybody. I don't know what to tell anybody as far if you feel like that's where you should be, that's where you should be. But I don't see it working out in your favor, being out there. Remember, we said this is the season when we're going to watch everybody get what they voted for. I'm not in nobody's protest, and I'm still not mad at Trump either. How can you be mad at somebody who told you what they were going to do to you and then do it to you? And you allowed them to do it to you. I remember during the election, one Hispanic man, they interviewed him. He could barely speak English. And he said, "Oh, I just got my citizenship. I've been here for a long time. I just got my citizenship and I vote for Donald Trump. And the reporter asked him, "You understand that this means your community is going to be heavily hit by this mass deportation thing that Donald Trump is planning." And with his thick ass Spanish accent, he said, "I don't think that Mr. Trump gonna do that to us. I think Mr. Trump is a good man, and he gonna if he gonna deport like the criminals, but he not gonna deport like hardworking people, and he not gonna break up families. And I remember watching them do it, right? We gon' vote. It's full circle. I hate to laugh, but full circle. And now they want everybody to be out in the streets with them. Listen, Tanaya Yard. If you are a green card holder, Tanaya Yard. If you are a citizenship, if you are a citizen of the United States of America, but you're a naturalized citizen, that means you come in like me. We're born a foreign, because foreign, Jamaica is foreign to here. We're born in a Jamaica or wherever else, but we gain citizenship here. Still stay at your yard. I warned y'all before. All they have to do is classify you as deemed a national threat or anything involving any terroristic behavior. Your citizenship could be revoked. Your citizenship. So nobody go out there with them. Do not go out there with them talking about you're exercising your constitutional right to peaceful protest. Once them start fling buckles, broke car window, set stuff on fire, it is no longer considered a peaceful protest. And if you're out there with them, you're considered a part of a riot, not a peaceful protest. You didn't fling no bottles. You didn't break no windows. You weren't looting anything. You were just boots on the ground with your best intentions at heart, right? Well, guess what? You can't control that crowd, but you will be charged for what that crowd is doing. Live on the air with SOUFLO. Good morning.
Morning, SOUFLO.
Morning, family. What going?
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, my friend.
When they say every day above ground is what?
A good day. A blessed
A
day.
good day.
Yes, indeed.
Me see the riots then, but it's bigger things going on. Trump just said that he's gonna make it against the rules for people to even wear masks when they go protest.
When they go protest, it's already against the rules. He already mandated. He wrote it into when them thing that when keep on assign. I'm lost for words right now.
But administrative order.
Him sign them like once every day. Him sign like 10 new one every day.
Yeah, sign them.
Yeah, but it's already written that it's illegal for civilians to be out masked up in any kind of protest.
Yeah, because they must say, what is their
executive order? Peter Banks, thank you. Executive order.
Yeah, but they must say, what am I to hide? Why them I cover them face?
Yeah, but the agent them I hide for them face though, right?
Exactly.
All right. Yeah, and I heard sorry not to cut you off, but they asked one of the agents. So they asked the White House press secretary, why are the agents covering their faces if the president said no one is allowed to cover their face like that in public? And their answer was the agents are getting death threats. So we have to protect their identity in order to protect their families. So I said, the police officers out here do the same work on a daily basis, and they are getting death threats, and they're not allowed to cover their faces. Regular police officer can't cover his face. He got to do that work. So I don't understand why.
Unless him live at Jamaica.
Unless him live at Jamaica, yeah. Yo.
Boy. Hey. SOUFLO.
Hey.
My mother used to have one chimney. What you call chamber.
The metal one, them?
Yes, it was a white one.
Yeah, in a mill.
When I was a child.
Yeah.
No, me go talk in a code. Me see a bigger picture go on. Chamber and Batty in a war. And Batty I get ready for deport Chamber. Because the two of them fall out. And now them are exposed everything about them one another.
That is happening.
Popcorn.
That is happening.
Me say.
That go on.
Me say.
Cause you know, say one of them send out message to the other one the other day, so if you try lightly.
Yes.
Yeah, boy.
He said, what a piece of thing, Timber Matty ketchup.
Yeah, but it's bigger than that though.
Yes.
It's bigger. That little squabble there, no nothing. It's bigger than that though. Yeah,
But everything I get exposed now.
I think that.
But what these are things we did know a long time.
See it. But you know, hear one of them
But
come back
now
and say,
that
when
them
did I
not
say I
agree
just
with them one another,
things are come
now
out?
them are expose it. So me I said to myself, say, if you didn't know this about this person before, why now you are bring it out?
Because here what? I don't think me not talking a no code. You hear me I say? I don't me need to be talking a code. Me need to talking a code. But I think about it. Boy, Murray, you
Yes,
have me for one this morning. I was
yes.
gonna say I shouldn't talk in code, I should just say it, but I can't be dumb.
Me I gonna leave it to it and go back in
All
the
right,
chat.
all right. Let me finesse my way around that one here. All right. Let me finish this Marie's message 411 TV. She just sparked something. Let me finish my way around this one. Um, how should I say it? Come, I want to say it to the audience, but I'm very careful. We have to be careful how me I go say this. See? How should we say it? Let me see. Let's start off like this. We already said the protests are building. Eventually, these protests are going to get out of control. All they have to do is deem them illegal gatherings. And then once they start throwing stuff and burning stuff, it's terroristic activities. And then the rest is history. Oh, I was going to say that Donald Trump said that he will put in place and execute the largest mass deportation movement the United States of America has ever seen. This is one particular way to do it. Create the environment where you can grab a whole bunch of people and find reason within law to deport them. So by the end of his presidency, then there might very well be 10 million, 15, 20 million deported, but it don't necessarily have to be migrants who were here illegally. It's going to be like a free-for-all kind of thing. Everybody can go. It depends on where you put yourself. You know what I mean? Depends on where you put yourself. May I walk into this enough? So two friends are friends no more, and the two friends that are friends no more start saying stuff about each other to the public. You know, only a friend know your secrets, so only them can reveal it. One of the friend them, that friend was not meant to stay here. When I talk about other people business, you have to go stitch this together yourself. One of the friend them wasn't meant to stick around. That friend was only meant to pass through, clean up everything, set things a certain way. So even down the road, they cannot be affected and cut. So now it's time now for the two friend them to go their separate ways. It has to be done in a way where it look like the two friend them are no friend no more. But behind the scenes, the two friend them still pop champagne, you know, do golfing and all the other activities that the two friends them do. And the public is no wiser. If you see it, so friend and a friend no more, but friend and friend really are still friends. It's just a plan being executed, and the public no know no better. So you know, gullible. Yeah, that's a part of controlling the whole family, people, masses, all of that something there. Yeah, we can't really just come out and say what we want to say, but I think who knows knows. Who knows. Elaine Turner, who knows. Everybody on the chopping block, no matter your status, says Peter Ebanks. I want all of you who are not. When this first started out, especially my Caribbean people, some of you love to say, me good, can me have my citizenship, and me live in America 30 years now and 40 years. I me never get in a trouble yet, can me a law-abiding tax-paying citizen. I want all of you to pay attention to all the updates. I do update you, and I've given you an update to this. I knew that all this was coming, right? But they said it now. So now it's out here and it's been confirmed. Your permanent residency status and your naturalized citizenship status does not save you. It does not save you. If you fall into any one of those categories and you are deemed a security risk to the United States of America, unfriendly to the state, uh, involved in or supportive of anything terroristic against the state, that green card gone. That citizenship you think is permanent gone. So under no status are you actually really safe unless you just stay out of the people. I'm warning y'all, stay out of the people and business, because some of you are very active and you're gonna start saying stuff free, free. Can't even say the name. Can't even say the name. You're very active on social media. Again, everybody who is traveling, at one point you're going to be asked to reveal all of your social media handles, all of them. And if you get up there and you tell them, I'm only on Facebook, and they find you behind on Instagram and Twitter, remember, I know them have the techie them that will stitch you together real fast. So you can't really hide. Watch your footprint. Watch your digital footprint. It goes deeper for the people them who haven't even made it here yet, or the ones them who travel on like work visa or student visa, student work visa. Them, it's even more stringent for them now, because right now it is mandatory for them. But may I tell you, sir, it's going to be mandatory for everybody soon. That's the start. That's the start. And these aren't my words. I'm listening to the press secretary speak and I'm jotting down notes. This will eventually be right across the board. I'm listening to immigration attorneys who understand the law better than I do speak, and I'm jotting down notes, and that's their warning. Clean up your digital footprints. Be careful of what you say online, because sometimes you say some simple stuff and that simple stuff is deemed another way completely. And then you might think, oh, I'm running down to Jamaica for a weekend. I'll be back. And next thing you know, you're stuck at airport on your way back in. And they're, aha, don't be that person. Right? Yes, King Biggs. Well, you remember when Capleton said, them get caught in the internet. Boy, enough of them not ready yet. Lord, boy, them get caught in the internet. Mm-hmm. It's like the spider web, the net has been casted. It's out. Everybody in it. Everybody in it. It's just a matter of time before them pull in who them want pull in, and you get caught up in. So be very careful again. Tell your family members, be very careful. I'm watching people get. I'm watching people get. And the video we put up yesterday about them going to these mandatory immigration meetings and just snatching up people. They are actually at the courthouses, casing the hallways, pacing up and down the hallways. Do you know how intimidating that is? You, do you know that even the people who you're a green card holder and you applied for your citizenship and you have a meeting to go do your citizenship meeting is say it's today, and you get to that building and you see the building surround, you see ICE agents walking around on foot, and you are going at the building. Do you know how easy it is for them to say, well, your status as a green card holder has been canceled, and but they're right there. Do you think that? And then the people them who are trying to follow the law. They're saying, I'm not running. I know everything is going to work out. I'm following the law. I have a meeting. My date is set for June 9th at 10 a.m. I'm going to my meeting. Go to your meeting and don't make it back home. I'm going to my meeting and then pick you up in the building right after your meeting is finished. Right. Donna Thompson says, big up Jim Hacking and Brad Bernstein, very good immigration lawyers. Well, share the information. Fisherman Net, all fish running, says Elaine Turner. Nisha says, so true, so flow. When I was doing my ESTA in November, I had to declare all my social media handles. Yes. And when I was telling everybody that, there were a lot of people who was telling me, say, foolishness, may I talk and stop trying to scare the people, them, and stop make up stuff to get views. I don't have to make up nothing to get no views. I read. I'm an avid reader. I read a lot. And I also watch people who this is their profession, right? I listen keenly and I take notes. That's what I do. So when I come talk to you, I'm talking to you from a place of, this is credible information. I usually tell you stuff before it happens a lot of the times, and then it happens. You know, your social media handles are going to be mandatory, and you're going to have to declare, no, this is not what I'm guessing. This is what has been said now. You are going to have to declare all social media platforms that you are on. And if you go to them and you tell them about 3 or 4, and they find out that you are on 5 or 6, you will be looked at as a liar. Somebody who has something to hide. You might not have nothing to hide, you know. You might just not have tuned into that channel, that platform in a while. But for the fact that you only told them of 4, when you actually have 6, you'll be looked at as somebody that's trying to deceive them. You have something to hide, whatever, and then they're going to handle you accordingly. So watch your digital footprint. Watch the things that you're saying online. Another thing, us Jamaicans love to do a thing where we tell people about SYM, and that might not bite you here, because that don't mean nothing to them. But when you grown decent people don't do this anyways. I usually some of the bugo yaga them. But even them I be trying to save. Because I used to get these kind of threats. I'm gonna shoot you in your face, boy, and bust out your head back, and y'all do that. You do that right there. Those are called terroristic threats. Threatening to harm someone physically in writing can land you in incarceration. Threatening, may I say it again? Threatening to harm someone physically, even though I cuss people online because you just have some time to burn today and you're toxic. Threatening to harm people with your 2 thumbs, then beating up your screen can land you, this is facts, can land you in incarceration. Saying it verbally in a video is the same as typing it with your thumbs. I'll give you a good example. What's her name that's now doing the OF thing? Ivani. That was one of the charges against Ivani, why she took so long for her to get out. So I'm not she alone, I'm just using her as an example that it will land you in incarceration. Threatening to harm someone verbally as well as writing it into a text is considered a terroristic threat. If you're out there making terroristic threats, it can go a long way. As in, they were defining under law, regular law, what some charges look like versus when the feds take over the same charges they mean something completely different, and the consequences are even more severe. So if they pick that up from you then, and you're a green card holder, you can literally lose your green card just for that. If you are a naturalized citizen, you could find yourself being denaturalized now just for that. It's in writing. The last video we did, I gave you all the sources we got the information from, so you can go look it up for yourself and read them up for yourself. All right. Joy Blackwood, thank you for being here. Big up yourself. Donna Davis in the building. Let's Bond TV says Missy. Shit, my morning to Missy Brown Brown. Let me see who else I said something in there this morning. Before we move on, Dalton Thomas, don't listen when you give them free advice. Keep doing your thing. We just try to save who want to be saved. I did my ESTA waiver yesterday, and I did not declare my social media handles, and it was approved. Yes, and that's another thing. Please don't feel like because you don't have to do it all the time that it's not in place. All right? Because every time we do these warnings, we always have somebody that say, me just fly go back at Jamaica, me just come back, and me did have one ganja charge, and them never said nothing to me, and not even about my charge or nothing, and me just come in. Well, yeah. It's not going to work all the time for everybody strictly, but it's there. You know, when them say puss and dog don't have the same luck, right? So you might get through and I might not. Right, BM. Puss and dog don't have the same luck. And it's not only that, today you might do it and get through, and then tomorrow you might do it and not get through. It all depends on the people you have to go through when you're coming in, that agent that day who decides if they want to go the lengthy route or if them just deem you as somebody who, all right, welcome back, or there you go, kind of thing. Check back Trini Elbe message to you. He's asking you a question. What is Trini Elbe saying? I'm not seeing. I'm scrolling. Trini Elbe. Write the question again, please. Elaine Turner says, so that ganja baby fly under the radar. Yeah, they might not hold you today, but eventually, like for instance, it's not every single time you travel that they're gonna say, hey, give me your phone. By the way, the law says they are allowed to ask you to open up your devices and go through them. Trini Elbe, you're there. I never did see you. Tell Trini Elbe if write him question again there. I'm paying attention to the chat. I'll see it. They are now allowed to ask you to open up your devices so they can go through it. So when they ask you to declare or tell them all the platforms you're on, all the apps that you're on, they're not gonna do it every single time you travel. It's just gonna be that one time out of nowhere where you're like, I'm trying to explain to you how it's done. Obviously, they won't have enough manpower and enough time to have every single traveler, every time they travel, open all their social media apps. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, this, that, and the other. 9 different apps for one person, and you have 30,000 people coming through in the next couple of hours. They're not going to be able to do that. So common sense, what I say, right, is a hit and go thing. But when they do hit you, they're expecting you to open up and reveal all of them. May I look for Trini Elbe? Okay, there we are. My card not compromised. How do I resubscribe with the monthly fee? I don't know, Trini Elbe. My card got compromised. That would have to be something between you and your banking system. I can't help you with that, bro. Sorry, brother, I can't help you with that one. I think that's more. Yeah, Mervin the Point, Jamaica Curves giving a good answer. You could try that. Change the card that you use on YouTube. Stop and frisk is going to be modified soon for you, your phone, the chip in your hand, or forehead, says Peter Ebanks. Well, Donald Trump did say he's coming back with stop and frisk. And stop and frisk on a basic level, as in they can pull up on you anywhere. Right now, ICE agents are out in the streets doing stop and frisk. They randomly pull up on people. I seen them. Some guys were traveling yesterday, and they video one of them friends start videotape, and the agent was like, "What are you videotaping me? What are you videoing me for?" And he said, "It's my right to video. We're on public property." He said, "Okay, show me your documents and you'll be on your way." And he was like, "Show you what documents? I haven't committed any crime." And he was like, "Listen, we're federal agents. We're looking for illegal immigrants. Just show me something that I can verify your identity." And I thought to myself, damn, that's happening out in the streets. Like they are randomly approaching people. Remember me they telling us that start traveling with your documents on you. You might be here legally, but travel with your documents on you. So maybe you won't get pressed so much on the spot and you could be on your way about your business. But if you do one of those, I don't have nothing on me and I don't have to show you nothing, you're going to create a situation. Whether you want to sue them later or not, that is up to you. Whether that work for you or not, that will be up to them. But you're going to create a situation. And that situation could end up with you being put in one of their facilities until you can prove who you are. And I'm telling people, you might not get the phone call that says, "Mummy, carry my wallet come." And I know they're supposed to be able to run your info, but if you're not working with them and giving them nothing, then it can get that way. So not from me, from immigration attorneys who are seasoned, their warning is travel with your proper documents on you. Right? Trinity LB, I don't have the answer for that situation. King Big says, I got stopped by ICE on Utica Avenue and Lincoln in Brooklyn. It was a black dude that they stopped too. Yeah, Peter Ebank says you can't even sue them anymore. LOL, them have total immunity now. So they'll be running up on you. They're going to be running up on you. When I was living in New York, man, we used to get run up on all the time. All the time. And it's a degrading kind of feeling. I think I told you all the story about I went into the store, I bought a cigar, and of course I was going to split the cigar and fill it up on some natural things. But that's besides the point because all I had in my hand was the cigar. So I walk out of the store with the cigar still wrapped in the plastic how them sell them like this. And as I walked out the store in full uniform, man run up on me and grab my hand, hold my hand in the air. Now, at first, I'm like every normal person, you're thrown off, you think for defend yourself, you're like, what the man grabbed my hand, and lift my hand up in my ear like this. A grown man holding another grown man hand in the air like this. And he's staring dead in my face and he was like, break it. Break it. I said, break what? He said, break the cigar. So me hold the cigar and I have to go so and broke it up like this. And when me do it, it's still in the plastic. Me I broke it till the plastic broke and it a crumple all over the place. And him start shake my hand like this. I felt like I can't even tell you how degrading that is. It man shake my hand like this, and then him just fling down my hands up and just walked away. I was like, damn. It felt like you have no rights. It felt like you have no rights. I felt like somebody just ran upon me and undressed me in front of everybody. But that's the climate that we're in now. You know what I mean? They will run upon you, frisk you down, ask you for info, gone about them business. That's that. People don't have to believe me, but they are on all on social media channel watching. Of course, oh, Elaine Turner, we've been on that over here, and I've been warning them over here. They tune in. They tune in. They're watching your social media. You know, Mark Zuckerberg a couple of years ago, I'll repeat this. He was doing an interview, and when they got to the point of how the internet is going to expand and how these apps like Facebook are going to be used as a instrument. Back then, when he did the interview, I was like, use as an instrument for what? Oh, I was so slow. And I remember the laugh that he laughed because he didn't explain it. It was one of them. You ever see like a villain laugh? Like that kind of laugh there. I was like, what kind of laugh is that? It turns out about a decade or so later, decade and a half later, this is one of law enforcement's best tools to catch fugitives and to solve cases. Facebook. They literally have units that's their job. I go to work every day to monitor social media. And I got them though. Live on the air with SOUFLO. Good morning.
SOUFLO is me again.
Yes, friend.
May I give out a warning to all the people them with don't banner in America. Please stop flying your flag in your car or stick up on your car. You draw attention to yourself. If you not come from this country, if you're not born in this country and you not have an American flag flying in your car or stick up on your car, don't put your flag. Jamaican people good for that.
We put it on the front of the car. We put it in the
license plate.
Yeah, the license plate
with the Jamaican flag. But you say you're proud of where you come from. Me proud of Jamaica too.
Right.
You're Jamaican too.
Right.
But me not like the unnecessary attention.
Survive intelligently.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have to maneuver skillfully.
And you have to maneuver right now. If you now fly an American flag,
no fly no.
Don't fly no flag.
Yeah, but me sit down here so with my big Jamaican flag on my forehead. but
yeah, you know, you have both flag or fly.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So you can fly the two of them enough.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, they only fly them native flag. They don't fly both of them.
And I will tell you, my friend, that's a good warning you're giving out because there is a temperature building about that too. I literally hear one of them say, oh, they're out here flying the Mexican flag, waving the Mexican flag around and all these other flags. Why don't you go back to those countries and wave those flags? And I thought to myself, when him said that, I said, damn.
You're going to give one better too. Stop driving around. You know, say sometimes we get in our, what you call it, in your mood where you want roll your window down and play your music loud and play your yard music, your dancehall or your sizzler, whatever you want to play. But that also draw attention to you when you are blast your dancehall music and your Jamaican music as they call it.
You just tell them, say you're not from here. You're from the immigrant community. Yeah.
Say that again?
I said you just telling them, say you're not from here, you are from the immigrant community. Yeah, and a lot of the times too, they will stitch you together again like this.
And group you all in one.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you're not illegal, you might know somebody who is, kind of thing. Let's see where he hangs out at.
The whole point is stop drawing so much attention to yourself.
I agree. Absolutely agree.
Now go back in action.
All right, my friend. Very good advice, and I absolutely agree. Can't argue with that. I saw one person said, and this is many say, I used to live in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, which is where I was, and the police never ever bothered me. I'm originally from Brixton Market in London, UK. Notorious police, Brixton police, never ever bothered me. Well, that's you, and that's good for you, but that's not for everybody else. And I hope you're not one of those people that think like because it's not happening to you, it's not happening, right? Just consider yourself lucky that it hasn't happened to you. Because when it happened to me, I wasn't bothering nobody. And I used to live in Crown Heights, and it happened to me more than once. I told you all the story about when I got taken off my job. I work, Medina. My first trade is a barber. I don't know if a lot of people know that. I cut hair really well. And I work as a professional barber. And them come take me off of my job. Off my job. Handcuff me, put me in the back of a car, and is driving around with me. But I can tell you, you're afraid, I'm scared the whole time because I'm thinking I'm gonna be mistaken for somebody else and end up in prison doing lots of years for something I didn't do. The way that they did it, they were driving with me for a long time before them even start explaining to me what this about. I wasn't being combative. I never want to stir up the situation anymore. This is real stuff. Drive with me. I remember them drive through the Jewish community, and there were a lot of Hasidic Jews outside that day, and them slow down. And the car that I was in had like bars on the inside of the window. And in my mind, I was saying to myself, oh, he driving the monkey in the cage through so they can view him. That's what I thought, right? Because it felt degrading as hell. One of them had a little, it was two officers in the front, and one of them had a little computer, a small size computer. And then he pick up the computer screen and put it to where I was in the back. He says, we got you, man. This is you, right? Right when him said that, I felt relief, but I also felt scared. I felt relief because it wasn't me. But then I feel more afraid now because he kept telling me that that was me. I mean, I look on the screen, I tell the man, say, that is not me. And the man said, come on, man. This is you. We got you. Give it up. I'm like, that is not me. My hands are handcuffed behind me. I'm in the people in car. I talk about that is not me. They brought me down to one of them police station there. I forgot what precinct. I got placed in a cell. The first thing I remember is there was feces and blood on the walls. Like people bleed and write in them blood on the wall and stuff. I don't know, just out of myself, I started speaking to everybody that's in there. Like me, I preach, And me, I want all y'all to look around you. I say, you notice one thing we all have in common that's in here? All of us are black. I'm going to start preach like some revolutionary kind of preaching. Me not talk about Bible preach. And next thing me hear my name call and them draw me out. A mistaken identity, I had to find my way back from that precinct back to my job. But that's before them follow me upstairs at my apartment because I used to work on the same block I live on. My apartment is at one end of the block and the barbershop I worked on is at the, if you don't believe me, Vernon is here, union between Bedford and Franklin Ave. Vernon is here, barbershop and beauty salon. He's still there. My apartment is at the end, was at the end of my street, Vernon will tell you, and his shop is right where it's always been. So I didn't have any reason to walk with ID. Me literally come out of my building and I can see which part me I go work. I just walk down to the shop. It took 2 minutes. Walk to the other end of my block. So when them pick me up on me, I tell them, say, I don't have my ID on me. And he was like, yeah, I figured you wouldn't. I figured you wouldn't. Come on, man, give it up. This is you. We got you. And I'm like, that is not me. Okay, where do you live? I said, I live right up there at the end of the block. After all this drive around and circle around, the man them come back around to the street. I said my ID is upstairs in my apartment. I lived on the 4th floor. Them carry me go upstairs, me open my door, me show them my ID. Went through one bag of frigate, and that was just 2. I could tell you another time. I'm just standing outside. Them just right next to which part of work. Me stand up outside. Me and a bunch of other guys talking. Just fling me up on the wall. They used to just roll around the block, and they would roll slow, and then you would see them go, whoom, speed right up to you, jump out, just fling you up on the wall, spread you out so, and just start digging, all in your crotches and everything. I'm on the wall next to where I work. I'm like, what? What is this? And they would say nothing to you, and then them driveway, you know. So be lucky that none of that happened to you. But it has happened to me multiple times. And I didn't do nothing to deserve it. I wasn't dressing any particular kind of way. I've never been the kind of person that have my pants off my ass or, loud and boisterous in public any kind of way or draw attention to myself per se. I always carry myself neatly and these things. But for some reason, it still happened. Right? So far at that time, where was the AK-47? Says reggae girl, AK-47. Yeah, but I just want you to know this, my friend. Because it's not happening to you, don't mean it's not happening to your people or to others like you. Okay? And it's a matter of time before you probably get it happen to you too. Just watching up on your live stream, freedom has gone if you are advised to play reggae music and not to play reggae music and fly JA flags in your car. Wow. Trump now ram. It's not even Trump. It's the people who are put out here to do the work. They might go overboard with it because they're looking at anything that looks not American, right? Anything will look not American. Yeah, Bob Cosmic. I was never a croft. I never ever carry myself dirty. See? Or a certain stereotypical kind of way then. But it still happened. Let's hope this derogatory government trick doesn't reach the JA diaspora across the globe. While we're on that, I think this was meant as not a joke. So here is I believe it's a government official in, is it Kenya, Ghana, one of the African countries then, that he was told to start explaining where the people's money have gone. The person that sent this to me says, SOFLO, talk about this by your morning show. He was told to explain in a question answer session where the people's money has gone. And this was his reaction, because if he couldn't explain where the money had gone, he would be facing death, right? You see? Niger finance minister reportedly burst into tears after being asked by the military junta to give account of the country's wealth that was entrusted into his care or face a firing squad. So once that said, they say, yo, please bring this to Jamaica, please. Once they said you must give account where the people have money gone or face firing squad, that's his reaction. You see a man put on them glasses? That boy got thirsty suddenly, boy. See him put on the glasses, he was like this. All, all they said was give account for the country's wealth, right? That was interested in your care. Yo, imagine them tell Andrew Hollis, you must give account or face a firing squad. I want, I wonder what the reaction would be. I wonder what the reaction would be. Explain all these bank accounts and these hundreds of millions that running through these bank accounts. How was this money acquired? And give account for the money that was given to you by the US. Remember when time pandemic did happen? Um, Jamaica get a big chopper piece of money from the US. I believe it was Kamala Harris had a meeting with uh, our Prime Minister and big money exchange. That's so. Mr. Gates flew through big money exchange. That's so the money was supposed to help Jamaicans who are struggling, right, through the pandemic to ease themselves through. Where did all that money go? Yeah, it was Kamala Harris, Missy Bram Bram. Where did all that money go? Ask them to give account or face a firing squad, and you would probably see the same reaction. Yeah, we'll have no shame. Him stubborn. Him now budge. What you say? Him now budge. Him would have turned bolt, Charlotte. Charlotte say he would have turned bolt. Yeah. Catch you now if you gonna catch me, you know. Oh man. Uh hey, we beat this thing to death. Just remember this, okay? What you see happening in LA now is probably going to be happening in months to come, weeks to come, days to come in other cities and even some places where you all are at. Stay out of it. Take my advice and stay out of it. I know some of you feeling very patriotic or you're feeling like you need to stand with your fellow humans and defend freedom and whatever. Just take my advice. Stay out of it. Turn your yard. Go about your business and stay away from this. Let them deal how they about to deal with this. We told them what was coming. Hell, Trump told them what was coming, and they still voted for what is happening right now. So let everybody go through what they. You know what this is going to do? This is just going to make people wiser, hopefully. So the next time comes around, there will be an overwhelming vote in the opposite direction. I can't believe say that them go do. But it is that they did. They voted for it. Trust me, I'm having exit strategy well planned out, says Audrey. These thieving PMs think that taxpayers' money is theirs or it was left in the will for them, says Alison Thomas. And the crazy thing is the Jamaican people don't even hold them accountable. The Jamaican people act like the money is theirs also. You ever watch Jamaican people and our Prime Minister or any of our political figures, elected figure officials? They literally worship them. They literally worship them, especially the older ones. They literally worship them. I see a video of Andrew Holness walking through a community and the kind of election come. The community is not up to par. Okay, the community raggedy and look like it need help, and then the people them not living too good there. There was a woman who came out and she spoke to the prime minister. She under her umbrella, and Damian Crawford was there with her. So when she was done voicing her opinion, how them edit up the video, them splice out everything she said about the disparity in our community, and got to the part where she would not shake the prime minister's hand. This was posted like 2 days ago. Got to the part she would not shake the prime minister's hand, and Holness reach out him hand, so you know, and she just kept saying, "All right, sir, thank you, sir." So my boy there tell her, Damon Crawford, that said, shake the Prime Minister's hand. And she was like, all right, sir. Thank you, sir. If you see the amount of comments, well, this is dunce and dark and dumb and stupid, and them call the woman all kind of name. You know, I didn't call her no names. I respected the fact that she wouldn't do it because that's what all of them do. And we talked to my audience about this before. There were some famous people who, one famous person in particular, who said, don't call them name no more. That famous person, I watched that famous person a few days before their concert saying all kind of things and I rile up the people them, you know. Certain people I forget out of power and this, that, and the other, and look how Jamaica stay and them a sell out the whole of Jamaica and them. And me I say, all right, fire mama, yeah, you're on fire. I hope when you see me, you say that. And they said person was having a concert, and the Prime Minister walked into the venue, and the said person stopped what they were doing on the stage to introduce to the audience the arrival of the Prime Minister, and then said something along the lines of, we have a whole heap of things to say now, but here what? Right back into the music. And I thought to myself, that was the perfect time to have said everything you were saying on those other videos yesterday and the day before yesterday. And they don't. They all say stuff, and then when they're in these leaders, if elected officials' presence, they act like they're superior to them. You know, oh, I'm in the presence of greatness, I bow down to thee, oh Lord, kind of thing. And that rubbed me the wrong way every single time. She was very polite to him. She didn't. Yes, Audrey, she was very polite to him. She didn't disrespect him. She just kept saying, "Thank you, sir. You see it too. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Just I'm not shaking your hand because I'm gonna have no good vibes towards you. May I tell you some community frig up from when you've been in power 10 years. You know, we don't have no running water around here. We barely get look on the road condition them and look how we living, right? Them splice up the video, take out most of what the woman said, and just got to the part where she wouldn't shake his hand. Yeah. Me not shake none of them hand. If I feel that kind of way, and it's you that I'm directing my message towards, I'm not shaking your hand for no camera opportunity so you can go splice out everything me say and just show the part where me I shake hand and smile. I say, see there, you know, so all SOUFLOW love him too, you know. So all is something that when I talk about him need for those seat there. No, I'm not shaking your hand. I'm not shaking your hand. Yeah. Boog says, YH, no respect for the office. Different, I think. Live on the air with SOUFLOW. Good morning. Hello. Live on the air with SOUFLOW. Good morning. DM, Mr. Power to the lady myself. Yeah. I'm gonna say one more thing about that. Then we're gonna move on to the next one of our topics. Check this out. In the military, you learn. I was in the U.S. military. You learn to respect the rank and the uniform, but not necessarily the person. I was one of them soldiers that used to tell higher ranking soldiers who were inappropriate in any kind of way, I will beat your ass if I ever catch you out of uniform. Straight up, I will fuck you up if I ever catch you out of uniform. But I used to like catch them one away, you know, because I can't do it for them have evidence or nothing. So I'll roll upon them. They used to call me Big Mac. I'm 6'5". At that time, I was even heavier. You know, now I'm like 6'5", 250. But I was like 6'5", 270, 280. And in much, you know, when you're well stocky, because I train all the time, I work out every day. I roll upon them. I'll be like, I will beat your ass if I ever catch you out of uniform. And then in front of everybody, if they say stuff like they give commands, hey, get at parade rest when you're talking to me, soldier. Roger that. I'm at parade rest, right? About face. Get away from me. All right, man, I'm about face on going from you. I follow all the commands and everything. I respect the rank. But the person in it, I have no respect for you. And that's one of the reasons why I couldn't wait to get out the military too, because it's a good place for somebody to hide and damage you. I watch them do stuff to people, man, and they hide it under the guise of I'm correcting a soldier. Nonverbal disrespect. Nonverbal disrespect, you could get written up. You could lose your rank. Nonverbal disrespect to an NCO. Nonverbal disrespect to a officer. Nonverbal disrespect just because them says something to you, call you out of your name, dickhead, shitbag, tent peg, whatever, and you roll your eyes. They'll hide behind that rank, but secretly, like if you go in the barracks and go into their room, you will see all this ideology on the walls, and then you will know who you're actually dealing with, right? You will say Hail Hitler upon the wall in our barracks, you know, Hail Hitler upon wall. You will see certain crosses and certain flags. You will hear certain music. I remember I was on duty one night. No, I was going out to the club one night. I was in the barracks, and a couple of soldiers were on duty. CQ, guarding the desk. Them supposed to watch the floor, make sure nothing happening at the barracks on that floor. Each floor have a different CQ. And I heard a song. And I went up to the soldiers and I said, who is that? And them try to turn it off, you know. You know when you try to shut off your computer, but it not turn off fast enough. So I said, don't worry about it. I'm not offended. Play it. Me have on club clothes. Me I go party. Them in a uniform. I said, play it. I want to hear it. No, son, Mac, I can't play it. I can't play it because I said, play it. I want to hear it. And this is where I discovered this particular artist, David Allen Coe. I won't say anything else. You can go look up who that is and look up all the music from David Allen Coe. And I could have never told you about this artist had I not ran into them that night. But this is the kind of stuff they listen to. And this is the ideology in their brain when you see them in uniform. And they will use it against you and frig you up in every way possible because they simply don't like you. David Allen Coe. And David Allen Coe is singing about the beautiful white princess and why she is no longer a beautiful white princess because she loves black and she is a girl lover and them I play it loud and proud. Killer Plunkett says, question, if a soldier is shot in the arm and back, but there are superficial wounds, is it true that he may still have to go to the front line because he is needed for the assignment? Someone told me this. Little Red Gucci, good morning. You got to put that in context. I don't know how that works. First of all, not every soldier goes to the front line. It has to be in your MOS to go to the front line. I was frontline, so if you're not infantry, you're not going frontline. And a lot of people like to tell stories about their time in service and how they were on the front lines. And you weren't. You weren't. You were a cook. You made sure our meals were all right. You were flipping spatulas, cooking good food. Nothing wrong with that. Everybody has their thing that they do. Or you were a fueler. You kept our vehicles fueled for the missions we ran. Or you were a mechanic and you took care of our vehicles so they wouldn't break down out in sector. Or you were a supply sergeant. Or you made sure we had all the equipment, tools, and whatever we needed and whatever. You were never on no front line fighting. There's a specific set of guys that do that. And I was one of them, right? I was one of them. So get shot and still have to go to Frontline. I don't know how that works. If you're in combat and you get shot, you fight your way up out of it, and your team should make sure that you're not left behind and you get to safety or get rescued or get to medical help. And once any of our guys are injured, they are removed from frontline fighting and they're off to get medical care. And the rest of us pick up the slack and keep the mission moving. So yeah, we don't know about that one. That don't make no sense. Why would you send a shot up soldier to go fight frontline? You just begging for your mission to be compromised, your soldiers to be killed. We have a thing that's called fighting fit, right? Yeah, you got to be fighting fit. Check out Tony Peterson comment on the chat. What did Tony Peterson say? Oh, Tony Peters. What Tony Peters said? Soflo said, no, you were not. You were flipping spatulas. Yeah, some people were. Some people were flipping spatulas. And when I see them in civilian world and they telling these grand stories about how they were pinned down on the fire and them and their fire team and you know how they trained for combat. I like exposing stolen valor because I'll be asking stuff like, what was your MOS? Usually, if somebody served, once you ask what was your MOS, they already look at you like this person might be going down that road. I might have to explain certain things to that person and they're going to uncover me. They're going to know that I wasn't what I was telling these other people that I was. You know what I mean? Plunkett said, me things give me a full up my friend head with foolishness. What? Like G.I. Joe, thanks for the insight. Yeah, and then I full up your head with foolishness for true. As Charlotte saw, this man so coward that him play a trombone. Nothing. Ah, oh, we have musicians too. Nothing wrong with that. Some of them, we actually literally have a band, and you play in the band. A lot of these are students who, from high school, they were playing an instrument, and them join the military and then play an instrument. That's a cushy way to serve in the military. You love playing an instrument, tell your children that. They will never see combat. They travel, they represent at big events. They're always dressed nicely because them dress up in them full dress blues and stuff, and they will play in a band, and that is what they will do for 20 years of military service. They're gonna get the same pay as everybody else, same benefits as everybody else. Never duck bullets or anything like that. Everybody keeps saying check out Tony Peters' comment, but me not see it. What is Tony saying? Yeah, everybody is important. Peter Ebanks, everybody is important. But just don't act like you did what you didn't do though. I'm waiting for this Tony Peterson or Peters to show up again. I can't find the comment. My husband has a CIB badge. And I asked him about it and he explained, but no more details after that. And I find that the ones that actually did that do not really discuss that. Right. He going to jail, he went to court. He said something about going to federal prison, SOFLO. What am I say about federal prison? Am I going to jail? I'm scrolling back. I still can't find the comment. I can't find the name. May I leave it? Unless he leave, he's going to, for what? At SOFLO, Peters mentioned sentenced to 6 months. For what? Come to Peter's man, talk to winner or call in. The number to call in is 1-806-587-8953. Use WhatsApp. It's free. Oh, for threats he made? So let me pin the call-in number right there. Okay, so y'all see I'm not bullshitting though when I say for threats. I would love for him to call in and explain to us. I'll just pin the call-in number right here if you want to call in. But yeah, writing now more than ever before, writing it online, and I know y'all get into stuff with people online and it's over some frivolous stuff, and then you end up cussing them out and they cussing you back out, and you get to the point where you start actually issuing a threat without even realizing that you're doing it. Me telling us that don't do it. He got 6 months and not the 18 months. Okay, there he is, Tony Peters. Now I see your comment. I said I got sentenced to 6 months instead of 18 months for the threat. Yes, but you're confirming exactly what I said, though, that you can be locked up for it. Wait there, Bob Cosmic said, thump up the like button, otherwise we're going to tell Ice to come in here and look fit. For me, please, I'll be forgetting to ask people to hit the thumbs up button. I enjoy doing this so much. Honestly, I'm not even concerned, but it would be a good thing if you actually remember to hit the thumbs up button. So we got like 800 people in here and 200 and something thumbs up. You know, hit the thumbs up button for us, please. I appreciate it. Thank you. For those who will. Let's move on because time is of essence and we probably have about 45, 50 minutes left in here. All right. Donald Trump has a new travel ban, right? We're going to run through them here swiftly. Donald Trump has a new travel ban list, a list of countries that have been banned from entering the United States of America. Some of them, me don't know if it's either here nor there. The one that surprised me was Haiti. I thought to myself, what did these Haitians ever do except for ask for help? Poor Haiti. All Haiti is guilty of is begging for help. They asked the president, why did he activate this list of countries? He said, all these countries are deemed national security issues. And I thought to myself, watch this. I said, Kodak Black is Haitian. Y'all have to pay attention to the way these people play chess because y'all be out here playing checkers. Kodak Black is Haitian. Kodak Black is probably the most popular Haitian in the entertainment industry and very influential to the Haitian community, especially and the African American younger crowd of eligible voters community. Remember when Donald Trump pardoned Kodak Black, got him out of jail? He was in prison doing time, and Donald Trump pardoned him, right? And of course, I think low vibrational ninjas were like, yeah, Trump, he a real one. You know what I'm saying? He pardoned Kodak Black, he a real one. Trump just like us. That went a long way. Fast forward now to the election came up. Kodak Black felt indebted to Donald Trump because he pardoned him. So when it came time to campaign for Kodak Black was even on social media making terroristic threats to people. if you don't like Trump or if you got anything bad to say about Trump, I'll come see you about it in person and I'll do this and I'll do that. And he rallied up the crowd, boy, and he got all them young Haitians. Then I started seeing Haitians for Trump. And I thought, wow, Haitians for Trump. Y'all must have missed the part where he said mass deportation. Haitians for Trump. Okay. Kodak Black went, rallied for Trump, big supporter. He even got to what's Trump place called? Mar-a-Lago. He got invited to Mar-a-Lago. He went. Now Haiti, who Kodak Black reps all the time, is on a list for people who are no longer allowed to enter the United States of America. This is the guy that you supported. This is the guy that you supported. And now your country people, fellow countrymen, cannot enter this country. Wow. And Kodak is so quiet. He's not saying a damn word. You know what this teach me, which I already knew, is every man for himself. I saw a headline that says U.S. officials from the Trump administration just landed in Burkina Faso, trying to see if they can get a fresh slate and clean start to build a new relationship between the United States of America and Burkina Faso. They're on the travel ban list. So how is that going to work out? Why are you here trying to build a relationship when you just issued a travel ban list and my people can't travel to your country? Or did they strategically do that, release the travel ban list, put them on it, then fly there and say, listen, as a part of the deal, I'll take you off the travel ban list and your people could come in. But this is what we want in exchange XYZ. Kodak too high for talk, Nikki? Yeah. Just like Snoop Dogg before the election, Snoop Dogg was at any boot licking ass something person that ever if you vote for Trump or if you ever support Trump, you a mother effing this that and the other. They cut that check. Snoop was like, hey, my name is Snoop and I'm over here. I don't care. Even Elon Musk was making fun of Snoop. Elon Musk posted Snoop on the stage entertaining the people at one of Donald Trump's events, and he said, at his convention rally, and he said, wow, the vibe change. You know how embarrassing that is? That man looked at one of our so-called icons or highly accomplished, very influential entertainers, and he said to us, we can buy your people. We could buy y'all. Y'all are so easily bought. Look at him. Look at the doggy dog. Yeah. We out here on our own, man. That's the moral of the story, okay? The moral of the story is we out here on our own. Message to Kodak Black, though. I like what you did to your people. I don't think you should even fly the Haitian flag no more, but that's on you, bro. TPS gone. Temporary protective status for Haitians gone. Haitians are about to start getting rounded up and tossed back just like the Venezuelans. 530,000 Venezuelans. Hundreds of thousands of Haitians are about to get thrown out of the USA too, if they're not running and hiding as well. It's all happening. For your people. What can we say, huh? But not lie. If I was in prison and the man pardoned me, I probably would be acting the same way too. Because my goal is to make it home to my family. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't me and I wasn't in that situation, so I can't say nothing. But Jeffrey Frank stay undefeated every time. By the way, when I was X earlier, and it's official today, June 9th, is International Deportee Day. No cap. um, let's move along. Somebody is in trouble. He's in a dark place. Squash. Dancehall artist Squash is in a dark place. If you didn't think it couldn't get any worse for Squash, it got worse. It got worse. Squash. The case of dancehall entertainer Squash. Squash has turned, his situation has turned ugly. Federal prosecutors stepping in. I saw the headline that said that the charges, the original charges against Squash were dropped. And I thought, wow, how? But the original charges against Squash were dropped. No, Melissa, I didn't watch it. I just watched the part where she won, and then the girl said she only beat her because XYZ. Anyway, I know that's what I talk about though. So, the case of dancehall entertainer Squash has taken a turn with federal prosecutors stepping in to take over the entire case. The entertainer, whose given name is Andre Maurice Whitaker, will now have to defend himself in a federal court after the original charges in Miami were dropped. Remember the original charges of being caught with the gun when they got pulled over. Squash criminal case in Miami, Dade County, that is over. That's at the county state level. That case is over. I said, how did they get that case to be over? Watch this. But it's not good news. Not good news for Squash at all because he is now in hot water with the federal prosecutors. So the feds have picked it up. The feds said to the state, we want this. Presiding judge, so the state drops the charges so the feds can prosecute. Presiding Judge Ariel Rodriguez agreed with the prosecution's request to close the case on Wednesday, June 5th. Today is the 9th, so that's a few days ago. So they closed out the state case. That's the reason why when I looked on the thing and I was telling y'all I didn't see them close it out. At the time, Squash was in the middle of an arraignment hearing and they came in and said they wanted to close out the case. Your arraignment is where you stand before the judge. The judge tells you exactly what you're going to be charged for, how much time you're looking at, how do you plead, XYZ. Again, he had said he pled not guilty and planned to fight it at that level. However, the feds stepped in and asked them to close it out at that level so they could take it to a fed level. It is understood that Squash's arraignment was halted in the local courts when federal prosecutors stepped in and announced that they intended to take the charges of the case. On March 26, he entered a not guilty plea. He also requested for a trial by jury. Under the American law, the arraignment is the first step in determining if a felony charge will be headed to trial. That trial now appears to be set to take place at the federal level. This is where things get really bad now. So the charges of possession of a modified firearm, the Glock with the switch, and carrying a concealed weapon without a permit have been officially dropped at that level, at state level. In their place, though, there are two new charges. Here's Squash, two new charges. One count of being an alien in possession of a firearm and ammunition, and one count of unlawful possession of a machine gun. Our source in the state's attorney's office in Miami says that these new federal charges carry stiffer penalties than his original charges. Each charge can land him in prison for up to 10 years, each charge. Both also carrying a mandatory minimum of 15 years if there were any previous convictions. Now, we already know he didn't have any previous convictions because him record clean in the United States of America. So we're looking at each charge carrying 10 years. Him escape that. If convicted of being an alien in possession of a firearm, you also face a higher probability of deportation. Sources also pointed out that it's not uncommon for the federal prosecutors to request jurisdiction of a case as the local and federal authorities work closely on several matters. This is something that they always do. Sometimes the state drop a case so the feds can pick it up. They do it all the time. Several queries from news centers have put law firms in Miami were put to a law firm in Miami representing the entertainer, but those have gone unanswered. In other words, they were trying to ask a law firm in the US about the specifics of the case and they would not answer. So when the entertainer was arrested in February of this year, the court and arrest records revealed a member of the FBI had observed and was willing to testify and did write in a statement that he observed Squash being handed a black item that was believed to be a gun, and then they radioed to local police in the area to pull over that vehicle, and they pulled it over, and they did find the same thing that he saw Squash being handed. When Squash and a second man, Zidane George Prescott, were stopped by the police, and they consented to a search, the same black item was retrieved, and it turned out to be a Glock pistol that was modified with a switch to turn the weapon into a fully automatic weapon. It was found in the glove compartment of the car where on the side where Squash was sitting. As of this time in the news, it's unclear whether Squash would be returning to court, when he'll be returning to court. But for the time being, he remains incarcerated at the Federal Bureau of Prisons at the Federal Detention Center in Miami. So, no, we didn't talk about Diddy yet. We're about to go into that right now. We're going to keep it short with the Squash one. We just didn't want to give an update for the Squash thing. Let me roll it in a nutshell like this, Phil. He's more than likely looking at deportation. That's what they're saying, right? I don't see any way how he can wiggle his way out of this one, but I think he's going to serve some time because the feds wouldn't waste their time pressing this case if the whole plan was to deport him now. Could there be a deal made? You're found guilty, you plead guilty, cut your time short and self-deport or get deported now? Probably, we don't know. But as far as we know now, he's looking at 20 years or so, around that. About 20 years or so is what he's looking at now. I hope for him, for his sake, that that's not what he gets. I mean, know some people are gonna say, watch SOUFLOTV again, criminal sympathizer XYZ. I don't wish bad for none of our people. Him never kill nobody. The youth live a para life. Him not kill nobody that I can prove that he killed. And him live a para life where him feel like a gun is needed to protect himself before somebody kill him. All I can say is I hope him come up out of this. If he is given his time, I hope him use the time to figure him way out. What I do know is this. I know that the music sells. I know that Squash music trends heavy all the time and is generating a platform from which he can continue to make money. Use Vybz Cartel as an example. All in a prison, me I make millions, me I talk about US dollar, nigga. Yeah. So Cartel did that behind bars and make millions of dollars. And that's why when him come out, him did so rich cause it's like them said you go do 20 years, you end up do 10, the money pile up, cause you're there in prison, you couldn't spend it. So either which way you take it, them ship him go back in yard, he will be just another Jamaican returning back to Jamaica. A lot of people are saying that is where his goose will be cooked because that's gonna be one whole different ball game. I have heard law enforcement in Jamaica said they are waiting for him or they are planning for his arrival. Me don't know what that means. They are planning for his arrival, and there will be there will be no stir up of violence or anything. Them know more than I do, but that is what was put out from the JCF, right? Must be a hell of a situation to be going into, knowing that you are targeted in some way. That is reality. So he'll continue to make money for sure. He is an artist, so people are going to book him same way. So it's like, and I like say me and you know, we lose with job and we have to go look next work after we're done do with prison time. Them man, their life set kind of different. The music will allow them to continue to make money as long as they follow the blueprint that was laid out by Vibes Cartel. And it's like, have a whole heap of music recorded and put down so you can constantly hit your audience with new stuff while you do your time and XYZ. He won't be given the same privileges to record from behind bars and release that to the public in the US because I know so it work, right? However, I don't know. He just might be able to do it because Tory Lanez just dropped a whole album that was recorded from behind bars. And Tory explained how he did it, and because of technology now, they're able to clean up the vocals and make it radio ready kind of thing. So either way, that's the update past Squash, that's all. Right? It says that he is looking more, he's looking at deportation almost for sure. Almost for sure. So we have to go wait and see where that goes. So far, I'm not surprised if I hear more charges are added. The Fed's been receiving info and they've been watching him for a long time. Better Days, yes, an article was printed from them, law enforcement in the US, covering and his associates that is working with them. And the informant is somebody that was embedded in their group and works very closely with them. And so far, a lot of his information has checked out because he's the one who gave them all the aliases, who is who, and who live on Atlanta versus who live on New York versus who is still in Jamaica and what they're fighting for XYZ, right? They were trying to figure out the whole Montego Bay gang war spill over into Fort Lauderdale area in the United States of America. And them have an informer, them said. Now, I'll tell you this, right? Sometimes when these people say they have an informer, them don't have no informer, you know. Them said that because a stir up inside of the group, an internal fighting is just a tactic. So once everybody in the group start looking at each other like, you know, say you are the blood clot informer, and the next one I said, me? Yo, me no move them way the brother, but me feel like say a him though. And he must say, no, sir, no me. I me think a him though. You see, nobody can trust nobody anymore because they put this piece of information out like this. So it could even be that too. Whatever tactics they're working on, we don't know. We're up on the outside looking in, right? And we're just reporting how we see the thing I go. But me just make uno know say they did say they have an informer, and the informer was the one that told them who named X, who named this, and who named that, and gave the aliases and gave the real name to the individuals. So, boy, I don't know, yeah, man. I'll close off this segment by saying this. Everybody life set different. Me just glad saying on my life set so. That me I gotta say. And we'll stay close to it for any other developments and see where it goes from there. I do think he's gonna do some time though. I do think he's gonna do some time, but you know, we have to go see how it goes. The Jamaican businessman, Amantro Hilton, the way her fame wife killed him after she ordered her sideman to be hitman and him couldn't finish the job, but he wounded him and she got finish it. We thought she was ability of parole for executing her husband with a headshot. She got tears. She made a deal with the state. She testified against the sideman, hitman, and she got 10 years. So we cannot look upon squash situation and say, blood 20 years, I'm gonna get to know. And next thing I hear him get 5 years. Remember the police officer, woman, who got caught with how much the kilos of cocaine coming into the US? And then after she get arrested, how many cocaine busts happened in Jamaica, some of the biggest cocaine busts, and people were like, yo, she must say a talk. She have to be talking. Who strapped she up with so much coke to come a foreign with it? And why would she do that? She's a police officer. You know, so them not even did know so she was missing from work. She was supposed to be at work, and somebody at work was clocking her in on a daily basis as if she was there, which would tell anybody with 2 cents, say, somebody I work with her, right? Cover me. I'm going to deliver them something, yeah? Fly in Florida, deliver this and come back, but just make sure somebody up on the books every day like me there, right? And cover for me and thing. We thought she was gonna be gone for a long time. She already do her time and get released. I'm back in Jamaica already. So these we don't hold how it goes. We have to watch and see how it goes. You know what I mean? All right. Yes, Flow, but Squash's status is boss status. You don't know boss when you reach America, my friend. Yeah, boss status in a Jamaica maybe, and for some people, but you ain't no boss when you reach into this judicial system right here, because you have bigger boss here. Remember, I know this is America, I know. We see people with hundreds of millions of dollars, you know, and them get treated like nobody. So, and you know, no. Anyway, we wish Squash all the best. We are fans outside looking in, our spectators, so we will just stay close to that. Let's talk about the Diddy case real quick. At this point, Diddy's trial, for me, and I've been saying this, but I'm saying it now more than ever, his attorneys are now asking for the case to be dismissed again. They asked for the case to be dismissed sometime a week ago, and the judge said no. You know, so I do a little research on that judge there. That judge is the first Indian to make it to that position and serve. That's so I have a lot to prove. And I also know something about the Indian community. It's kind of like the Hispanic community. There's a video on YouTube I think you should watch, and it speaks about racism against black people in India. And the person went undercover with a camera and had conversations with a lot of Indians in India. And you would be surprised to see or to hear how they think. And I mean, some of them way darker than even my complexion, right? Some of them dark like this. Let's just say that they are not lovers of certain types of people. Anyway, that's who's overseeing the trial. He decided he wasn't going to dismiss it. But now Diddy's team has put in for another mistrial. This time they put in for a mistrial because Cassie's friend got up there and testified that Diddy held her over a balcony. She was Cassie's friend / drug supplier. Diddy held her over a balcony. I don't know if y'all know the story about Suge Knight and Vanilla Ice. And Suge Knight made Vanilla Ice sign away his publishing rights to the song Ice Ice Baby. Ice Ice Baby sold, y'all can go Google it. Ice Ice Baby sold a lot of records. It was Vanilla Ice's breakout record, right? You're supposed to be rich off this record, but Suge wanted that. So the story was that Suge Knight had him in a hotel room, high floor, dangled him by the ankles over, and he begged for his life. And then them let him up and him sign and was happy to get up out of there. So this is the same kind of story that was revealed in through testimony about Diddy doing this to Cassie's friend. Remember when I told y'all that in court, any one of us can make up a story, and we can swear that, to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, one hand on the Bible, and get understand and still lie, right? That is why in a court of law, you swearing on the Bible is not enough. You need proof to back up what it is that you are saying. So after she testified that Diddy hung her over a balcony, she gave a particular day and time and location. Hold on there. Live on the air with SOUFLO. Good morning.
Good morning, SOUFLO. Good morning, SOUFLO family.
Morning, family. What going?
There, man. There, in Brooklyn. Yeah. Just want to touch a topic on what you say about the DJ, where we just say something about the Prime Minister the day before, and then the Prime Minister show up at his event. That was.
Wait a second.
No, what you say the DJ,
the
was
DJ
saying something about it, saying something about the Prime Minister the day before.
Yeah.
And then the Prime Minister show up at his event, and it's a whole big up and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't just random. That was an intimidation tactic the Prime Minister pulled on him.
Intimidation tactic.
Yeah, man, you do that a lot, man.
That's interesting. You should say that because I never thought of it like that.
That's what.
Because him dressed up nice and look like he came out to enjoy the festivities.
Because for one, I have a social media page for my business and one that I use personally. And I don't know if you remember when he did the college youth them at the function.
No.
I reposted that video on one of my page, and 2 days later, he sent a DM to two of my page regarding something about Jamaica. How coincidentally that could be that the day after I repost that video on one of my page, you DM two of my page. One I don't follow you on, but you somehow find it and DM me and two of my page.
Wow.
It's an intimidation topic, man. You do it a lot.
Wow. I never think about it like that.
Because everybody on the ground of Jamaica know how you rolling. You don't have him way. He throw a tantrum like a little child, and we can have certain police to back him and deal with you a certain way.
Interesting.
Yeah, man. All right, my brother. Big up.
All right, manners and respect, sir. All right. So what we were saying about Diddy's case, right? Run through it real quick. So Cassie's friend got up there and said that Diddy hung her over a balcony, and upside down over a balcony, XYZ. Guess what happened? Diddy's lawyers, Brian Steele, asked her when did it happen, where did it happen, and how it happened. She gave how it happened, where it happened, when it happened. Then Brian Steele said, aha. Sean was nowhere near that location, nowhere near that city. They claim it happened in LA. He has proof. And they presented the proof in court that he was in New York at the time. So they're asking for a dismissal now based on the fact that the feds, the prosecution knew that that was a lie because they have proof that he wasn't there, he was somewhere else. And they still allowed that testimony to go ahead, which could, the jurors, they're going to look at it. Oh, this woman is saying he's a wicked guy. He hung her over a balcony, XYZ. They should have never allowed that testimony to go forward. She lied under oath, and the prosecution knew it, right? Right. Now, the part that gets me is the part about 50 Cent's baby mother, who is up there on the stand as Jane, 50 Cent's baby, I don't know why they switch her name up, because everybody now knows who it is that is on the stand. But all this time that 50 Cent been being hostile towards Diddy, you know, I was always like, what's the beef about? It turns out his child's mother, Diddy has his child's mother. She testified in court. She's been seeing Diddy for a few years now. They signed a love contract. A love contract. The love contract says that Diddy will pay all her bills for 2 years and give her $10,000 per month on top of that as her spending money. This is 50 Cent's baby mother. So they asked her, how long did that relationship last? She said it's still going on right now. He's still paying her bills up to right now that, so they said up to right now that you're here in court testifying against him. She said yes, right now. Diddy still pays her bills. You know, they asked her why she did it. She said because she couldn't, I think she said because she couldn't get 50 Cent to do the same things, or she couldn't get any support from him or something like that. You know, me and my older boys were watching this over the weekend, reading through and going the information, and I said to them, I said, some woman wicked enough. Some woman wicked enough. Because I remember 50 Cent being so in love. I think her name is Daphne. 50 Cent being so in love with her. And he'll be like, she don't have to work for nobody. She could set up her own stuff. I'll support that, right? But mainly I'm concerned about my son and the kind of environment he is in, and I want him to have X, Y, Z, and the mom's nurturing and whatever. And he'll facilitate all of that, right? Hold on the caller. He'll facilitate all of that. All Daphne has to do was follow his lead. She like, man, F that. I'm not following your damn lead. I want to be out and about. Then she testified that she did have to do the same things that Cassie had to do, because that's his niche. That's what he does. I heard the voice note. The voice note actually helps Diddy. He wasn't forcing anybody to stay. The voice note was entered into evidence. The voice note said, I don't know what you're going through, but you know, this you playing like you're ignoring or something like that. Listen, you about to fuck around and find out, because I'm about to get ghost on your ass. Okay? You're not gonna switch up and do anything different over here, baby girl. It's this way or no way. You don't have to be here if you don't want to be here, kind of thing, right? So she came back after that. She left and he didn't care. He was like, hey, you either gonna answer your phone and get over here and do what you know you need to do, right? Or when you're gone, be gone and stay gone. I thought that was very friggin' interesting. So you need to do a chat about the most racist country that we feel like, Canada. 50 wanted control. To be fair, Diddy 50 Rick Ross fight through their baby mothers. Well, whatever it is that's going on with them, I know now why 50 got beef with Diddy, and it has to do with PumPum. Yeah. So in Jamaica, we say I'ma carry PumPum feelings, right? Pussy feelings, because you mad because your woman chose somebody else, and it's not just his woman. It's not just some girl that he dated. If you go YouTube, go Google old pictures of 50 and her, Daphne. 50 was in love. He was in love. And she left for Diddy. She left for Diddy, and what Diddy was. It kind of remind me of when Eminem was on the stage talking a whole bunch of stuff about Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson didn't respond. Michael Jackson didn't say much. Michael Jackson quietly got up left the award show, went and got in touch with whoever business people he needed to get in touch with, and next thing you know, he owned all of Eminem's catalog. Bought out the Beatles owned too at the same time when Paul McCartney them started saying stuff about him. He was in a meeting with them and found out it was for sale. He quietly left and went and bought the whole thing. Kind of like that 50 that Diddy did. Oh, you don't like me? Okay, cool. Slide in his baby mama's DM. Yo, what's up? You know you deserve so much more than this. What that boy doing over there with you? How you getting treated? You know, you could be on a yacht. You could be on a private plane to San Tropez by the end of the week. You could be on a yacht out in the middle of the ocean for 2 weeks, soaking up sun in the Caribbean islands. What are you doing? Got her. And while he over there saying that she's sneaking to go over to Diddy, 50 found out. Relationship ended. Diddy kept her. She testified in court. She got super jealous when she saw him doing certain things for another woman publicly while still keeping her private. So she actually wanted to be made public with Diddy as well. Little bro, you sound like Diddy Pimp. What you doing over there with him? You could be on a private plane to San Tropez by the end of the week. You know, she fell for it and signed a love contract. And yes, he wanted her to sleep with other men so he could watch, do the voyeurism stuff that he was doing with Cassie. Listen, at the end of the day, right? This whole Diddy case thing, I just think it's a shameful case that needs to be thrown out. And when I say shameful, I mean shameful on the part of the feds, because I held the feds in high regard. I thought when they come with a case, that case is gonna. I was looking to hear stories of underage girls being trafficked and, see videos of people being forced. Like, get back in there and suck some more dick. Stop, keep going. And I'm sorry, I don't want to do it anymore. Let me out, please. And we have these video footages of these freak-offs, and the only damn thing we're hearing every friggin' day is Cassie, and then Cassie's friends, and then now this girl who is 50's baby mama, and past employees who, well, I wanted my life back. That's why, because they asked the other one, right? Why are you still talking to him after all these years? Because they pull up a whole long letter that she wrote, like one of them, hey, big head, you still mad at me? Listen, your time for being mad at me has expired. LOL, laughing emojis, laughing emojis. When did you write this? This was recent, right? Right. So is this how you communicate with somebody who has caused you trauma and hurt and whatever? I don't know. It's complicated. It's complicated. Why are you? When did you last meet with him? The week when he got arrested? Like that recent? What was that meeting about? I was trying to get my life back. I was trying to get my job back. I was trying to work for him again. I thought this is somebody that traumatized your life. Hold up. This case needs to be thrown out, man. And I hope this time the judge, but I know that the judge is not going to throw it out, because Diddy is supposed to be food. They're looking at him like they want to strip him of his wealth and liquidate his assets and distribute it and break him all the way down, kind of thing. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, denied. That was the first one that was denied. The second one has been put in, hasn't been denied yet. This morning they're gonna go through some other stuff with the first one, with the second one. The first one was denied. The second one is based on the lie that was told, that is provable, that the prosecution knew that it was a lie, but still allowed her, because lawyers, defense, and prosecution They communicate. So the defense could say, hey, she's about to testify about him hanging her over the balcony. And his team said, well, when did that happen? And because we didn't hear anything about that, and that wasn't in the preliminaries. And he goes, well, she said it happened January 1st, 2024. And then his attorneys go, that can't be true because January 1st, 2024, here's a video of him at an event in New York. And then here are the paperwork for all the paperwork for the place that he was staying at. He was actually in this location, not across the country in that location. And they still allowed her to testify it anyways. So now they're asking for another dismissal. That's where the other dismissal is at, right? Honestly, I think that all of them are trying to help Diddy out. All the ones who I think the prosecution pressed them and they felt like they were in trouble, so they had to save themselves. So that's why they went and testified. But I don't think they really wanted to testify. And I think that's why they gave such haphazard friggin' testimony. It's like, I'm going to testify against you, but I'm going to frig up the case so that they can't hold anything against you anyways. Because how do you testify against them but sit there and say, he's paying my bills right now as we speak? And I was jealous because I saw him doing, nice things for another female publicly while he was keeping me private. Reggae girl said them too psychopathic and infernal. But we call him Donna Thompson, the Donna Thompson flag. I don't understand why it says BM. All right. I'll be tuning into the Diddy trial today to see if that if the judge grants the mistrial. I don't think he's gonna do it though. I think everybody wants to hear more freak off stories because that's all we've been hearing is freak off stories. I haven't seen racketeering and I haven't seen sex trafficking. I just been hearing a lot of freak off stories and who Diddy been sleeping with. And it turns out it looks like everybody was either getting some or was trying to get some kind of thing. Daphne and Carisha were arguing on Twitter before they got Diddy. Yo, this is a joke. That whole case is a joke. That whole case is a joke. The last one for the morning, though, right, which we're going to keep pretty short, is Sizzla Kalonji. It is said that Sizzla Kalonji wanted to be paid, was demanding to be paid as much as Vybz Cartel. And that's the reason why Sizzla did not show up to the concert in Trinidad. Sizzla has released a statement saying no such thing. This is out of Trinidad. It says the reggae artist Sizzla has rejected as false claim that he demanded a fee equal to what fellow Jamaican artist Vybz Cartel would have been paid to close the One Caribbean Music Festival after Cartel failed to appear. Vybz Cartel fee was $1.35 million to perform in Trinidad. The promoter, Dane Anderson, he told regional media that Sizzla's team revised their fee upwards after learning that Cartel would no longer perform. And according to Mr. Anderson, the new demand matched Cartel's contracted amount, and an increase, he said, was not feasible due to the festival's strained budget. He said, we were prepared to pay Sizzla's balance as we had agreed to already. Unfortunately, there was a request for significantly more. And when we could not meet the new demand on such short notice, Sizzla also opted to withdraw from the event. In an official statement, Sizzla described that version of events as a blatant lie. He said that during a meeting with the promoter, who had not yet paid the 50% deposit that was outlined in their contract, his team merely suggested to them that the unpaid balance should be covered using the funds that were already allocated for the missing headliner. We simply said to the promoter in a meeting, when he still didn't offer to pay us the 50% of our original contract, because he hadn't paid it yet, that he should pay us the 50% that he was going to pay Cartel that to headline the show. But he didn't appear. And he said, then I would headline the show, so you would have a headliner. Sizzla further revealed that although his contract stipulated a 50% advance, he had already arrived in Trinidad to perform at the event after receiving only 10% of the agreed amount. Still didn't get his 50%. This is not acceptable, all because of Trinidad, and you still didn't give us, he said, all because of Trinidad, and you still didn't give us the 50% that was owed to us, even upon my arrival at the hotel. Despite the dispute, he acknowledged the effort of the festival organizers. He said, I genuinely think that the promoter and the sponsors, they did a very good job. And it's just that the headliner didn't appear, which was Cartel. He added that he, Sizzla, and his team, they waited at the hotel for hours after the meeting, expected a resolution that never came. The promoter didn't even come back to us the whole night. And we waited and nothing happened. And I fell asleep. Sizzla said that even if he had been willing to perform without the outstanding payment, the promoter still failed to follow up with him. He closed this statement on an upbeat note, and he said, I went to the studio and I compiled my album with some very talented local acts from Trinidad, and we're moving on. We love Trinidad. One love, Trinidad. Meanwhile, the fallout from the collapsed festival continues. Ticketing platform Island e-Ticket is threatening legal action against the promoter, Jacko Entertainment. Jacko Entertainment is threatening legal action against Vibes Cartel. However, Jacko Entertainment is pushing back, and the company has accused Island e-Ticket of breaching its funds policy and warned the platform to halt all repayments until a full audit is completed. So one bag of mix up again. Everybody wants to sue everybody. Sizzla said basically, leave me out of this. Okay? When I found out that Cartel wasn't coming, I said to Ono, give me the 50% and I will headline the show for you, and you can still go on with the show and have a headliner, which they chose not to do. Y'all know that Sizzla stayed in Trinidad and he went on and did his own show in Trinidad anyways, right? Right. Now, I'll close by saying this. Buju Banton, because all of them have been exposed now. One promoter revealed that Buju Banton was paid £150,000 for one night performance at which concert is that? And $4.5 million made in 2 nights at another concert. So when they released that information, Buju said, yeah man, no more exploitation, you know. In other words, on the top up the money, cause we're there. The same promoter went on to say, this is in Europe. The same concert that Cartel is about to, and I told you that there's one in New York as well, so I wasn't sure which one he was going to be at, but it's the one in Europe. Buju's performance there, the promoter said the last time Buju performed there, £150,000 they paid him for that. He said Barris Hammond, a person, could pull thousands of people. However, Barris is hard to accommodate because Barris, like many of our Jamaican entertainers, Barris wants a hefty fee, plus he wants us to accommodate an entourage of up to 19 people. So you're not only paying for the artist, you have to facilitate hotel room and everything else for the 19 people that's traveling with him as well. And that's and then an exorbitant fee. And that's kind of like too much. And this was a European promoter who is saying to the Jamaican entertainers, listen, y'all are killing your own thing. Because when you start demanding this much, we're going to have to start going for different reggae acts from locally in Europe or from other Caribbean islands or whatever, because we can't pay these fees. We would love to have a Beres Hammond, but we can't take Beres and 19 people and a big fee where my demand and these kind of things. I have nothing to say. Y'all do it for all the American acts, so do it for my people them too. That's all I have to say about it. And we're gonna leave it right there so this morning. All right, Mr. Brum said that's too much. Beres want travel with him band. He wants, because when you go play with a foreign band, them don't know how to do the pam 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 pam. Them don't know how to rile up the thing and make your thing sound like, you know what I mean? They can play the instruments, but they're not giving you the authentic feel. And at the same time, Beres is giving our own people an opportunity to be able to tour the world, get paid for it. So I can say I was on tour with Beres Hammond. I was in Sweden. I was in Amsterdam. I was in London. I was in XYZ as a little youth who grew up. I play my drum them from Alpha Boys all the way up through XYZ. Yeah, so yeah, top up the money, man, for us, just like how you do, because they don't complain when it's an American act. Them fork out the money and they stay quiet about how much it is. But for some reason, them always feel like we must get peanuts flicked at us and pennies because what? Oh, them come from a third world country, so a coconut and donkey for them, and them must be happy with what we give them. The times have changed. The times have changed, and it's full time now that we get what we're due. I've said this before. I've never wait for this to happen to say it. I said it right here. If you go back and watch my videos, I said I can't wait for the day when our brothers and sisters them can collect big checks for doing what they do. It look like the time is here. That's all. The time is here. Manners and respect to each and every one of you tuning in. I appreciate you greatly. Big up yourself. And I will see you later. My grandmother, Miss Ruby, sits right over me right here. Miss Ruby said, be good. If you can't be good, be careful, but it's best to be good. And my grandfather, Mas Clevey, right beside her, Mas Clevey said, I will see you tomorrow if God spare my life. All right? Walk good. I'm out. Peace.